I'm Chris Costan. I'm working on an installation here at ArtPort Kingston. It's called Of Nature. Of Nature really addresses my personal view of how human beings are, like, they learn behavior and how it manifests in the world, how it affects, how it impacts world issues. The interventions that I'm doing are topical and topics. So it's almost like a diary. So I'm thinking about this today and I'm thinking about another topic tomorrow. And all of these combine, these interventions, and I have maybe 100 of them, to really be like a diary of my experience in the world and my opinion. The idea is that you walk down a path, you enter this small shed, which is, to me, symbolic of the mind and its development and function. And so you enter the shed, and in the shed are the interventions. The interventions being the diary of what I'm thinking about. And it's psychological. I was thinking of like the brambles kind of representing Briar Rose, the fairy tale where Briar Rose falls asleep for various reasons, jealousy included, jealousy of the stepmother. She falls asleep and the house becomes covered with briars and brambles. And then like 100 years later, she's found inside. But so you can see that this is really a mixture of different ideas, but it does boil down to how does the human mind work? How does the human mind develop? Why do people end up being as they are? How does human behavior affect world affairs? We know that it does. And the idea of the project ultimately is not to answer questions, it's more to ask questions. There are no real answers. The artwork inside is part of a series that I've been working on for 2 years. They are representing like my thought process from day to day. What in particular was I thinking about that day? One day I was thinking about the planetary crisis that exists in terms of our water sources. Another day, it was Rapunzel and how the Wicked Witch is jealous of Rapunzel and cuts off her hair. So each piece, it's about how human behavior and human nature and the development of those two things impact the world. This is the first installation that I've ever done. I really like the element of chance. I like working with what exists, like it's kind of willy-nilly, as one would say, like, oh, here's a change, you've got to cope with that change. I like that. I like working with this shed. I'm very much in favor of this Habitat for Artists shed. I love it. I can imagine doing 5 other projects surrounding this because I love the idea that it's small and it's contained and it's like kind of up for grabs as to what you can do. I think the possibilities are actually endless. So it's been a little bit difficult for me to kind of pull it together, but it's a first start and I'm okay with it. I would like to actually investigate this avenue further because it's, as I mentioned in the beginning, I work in a variety of media. So this is another one I'd like to go further on, and it connects to the interventions that I'm doing outside, the idea of public address. I love this as public address.